Welcome to the fourth video in this series where we are exploring how to create a con language. Today is all about the grammar and how it shapes that con language. More importantly, grammar is the invisible architect that basically conveys the structure and allows what you say and the language to have meaning. Grammar is often seen as a set of rigid rules, but for our purpose, remember, it's really about creating some sort of connection to the distinctive world that you have created. The way you structure sentences, express formality, or even mark time can give your fictional language a distinct personality and offer insight into the lives of its speakers. Now, we always like to define things when we talk about it. So, what is grammar? The easy way to say it is grammar is the set of rules that dictates how words are arranged to form sentences. It's the foundation that allows speakers to communicate clearly and meaningfully. But grammar is more than just the mechanical system. It's deeply connected to how people think and perceive the world around them. That is how language is created. We need to say, this is dietary Pepsi. We have to, right? However, you could say it in any language you want, but if I go, what is it? Uh, my brain went, ¿Dónde estás, Diet Cherry Pepsi? That's ¿Dónde estás mis pantalones? That's really the only thing you need to know if you wake up without your pants, drunk in Mexico. ¿Dónde estás mis pantalones? But this would still be Diet Cherry Pepsi. ¿Dónde estás mis Diet Cherry Pepsi? So grammar is the set of rules, but grammar isn't just the mechanical system. It's deeply connected to how it is perceived. So that you have to keep that in mind. And it is a fictional world, so you get to kind of do whatever you want. All right. We're going to go into a little bit more. So grammar as a reflection of the world, okay? The world, all right? The world. The order in which words appear in a sentence can affect and emphasize your language. Word order is important. So here are some grammar rules that you could think about when forming your language. I will show you usually how it works, and then you basically figure it out on your own terms because it's your fictional world. All right. However, I will give this caveat. When I create new languages, because English is my first language and I have a stronger connection to it and understanding of the grammar and how the words work, I allow myself to convert the English language into a new language. If you've watched the video previously to this, you know that I take each alphabet of the English alphabet, I change those into a new letter or symbol of letters, and then I change the vowel of that symbol, and then that ultimately creates it. However, I still place the words in the grammatic order that English has taught me over the years, even though I do know Italian and I'm loose in Spanish and I know some German and sign language and all these other things. My strength lies in the English language. The English of the U.S. of the States or the Anglo-Saxons. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to go over that. So let's talk about subject, verb, object. All right. This is the word order used in English. So you might see, let's put the screen up. I got to put the screen up. Got to put the screen up. Son of a. All right, there we go. All right. So, for example, in English, we usually do subject, verb, object. So it would say the warrior comes out and plays. Fought the dragon. This is a very basic and generic sentence, but it is usually how it works out. But we do this in Italiano and Spanish as well. So it'd be il. Guerrero ha combatio il drago. Drago! All right. So it's still subject, right? This is subject. And let's do subject. This is the verb. And this is the object, right? So the subject fights the dragon. The subject does a verb to an object, all right? And if we look at this up here, this is also object. All right. And if we're going to understand that, it's a subject, verb, and object. Okay. Subject, verb, object. Everybody, subject, verb, object. All right. Now, if you notice, il is the, right? Il. All right. So, ha, combatio, right? And then il again for the drago, the drago. If you notice, we don't have ha in between these. And that's where we can see how languages add connectors, things like that. Obviously, the is an article. Okay. But like if we said combat or fort, I should say. Oh, but like if I said fort, I wouldn't say ha combatio. I would just say combatio, right? Combat to, right? Combato, tuto. Yeah, combato. All right. Anyway, tuto. And again, this is a syllable, a syllable, a syllable. Oh, a syllable, and then a syllable. Remember, every syllable has one vowel sound. War, re, when you say it fast, warrior, right? And it's fought, one big syllable. Drag on, right? Every word is broken up into syllables. Every syllable has one vowel to connect it. But if you look at this and you break it down, you can start understanding that you can add connectors to your language, even if it's just for stylistic reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not necessarily. That's what I'm saying. Like in the beginning, I was like, you don't really need to stick to a grammatic rule, but you can make like a generic grammatic rule that just creates a connector just because you want to have movement to your language. You know, that's up to you. And it like there's no reason you can't say the warrior des fort the drago, right? So what if it's ill in the beginning because it's the opening, right? It's the first the, right, within a sentence. And then warrior, you could have it say delicos, right? Il delicos des fort da draco. And da would just be a different form of the because it's, and that is just like it's a made up rule that if there is a second the or a third or fourth, they're all da. So il is always the first the. So again, if it's a delicos des fort il drago, right? In the field. All right, I'm just coming up with a quick word. Okay. So the rule would still apply. So il is the first the in the sentence, and the second the gets a da. A da. It's like New Yorker. Delicos. So and this could even be right? Or a could be lu. So lu delicos des fort. We could say that's so this could be ot, right? So lu delicos des ot il drago in, or you could say da field, right? And da field, right? Lu delicos das. And I just made this. We took the playful use of different languages. We added a rule. il and da for the, and that becomes a part of your grammar tools, and you could start adding that to your list. All right, so like if you have this platform here, translations, right, sounds, okay, but when it comes to, I think I have the written, yeah, I have the, so the is here, right? So let's say I wanted to double on the. All right. So as an article, appearing first as an article within a sentence. All right. I guess you could just say appearing first within a sentence. We all know it's an article, right? And we know it's going to be ill. All right. Do this, and it's pronounced ill, right? Just so we know what the sound is, because the phonetic spelling is like they use weird symbols and stuff like that, and I just, right, appearing second, or appearing any appearance after second. How should I write that? Beyond after the first appearance within a sentence. All right, whatever it is. And now we know it's duh, and it's pronounced duh. So there you go. It's ill and duh, right? And that's how we. Oh, I mean Lou. That's right. Right. Lou. Hey Lou. Hey Lou, what's up? And that's part of the creation. Oh, I'm sorry. That's part of the creation aspect of it, is that you're developing it and then you're just coming up with rules. All right. And you could literally do any rule you want. All right. Now we have this is subject, object, verb. So let's go down here. Boop, boop. Subject. Oh, object, verb. Subject, object, verb. Subject, object, verb. All right. This would be the warrior. Warrior. The dragon fought. I know it sounds weird, right? All right. But this is weird because in English we're not used to this. We're used to the subject verb object. But in Japanese, obviously these are not Japanese words, but they do subject object verb. So the warrior, the dragon fought. All right. But these are things you could think about. I didn't necessarily want to think about this when I created the language. So I just left it with what I understand, which is the English language. I didn't put a lot of thought into it. I was like, this will help me maintain structure because I already understand the rules of grammar. So basically, I write out the word or the phrase that I want in English, and then I translate it into the new language, and it's easy. All right. Now there's another version. It's verb, subject, object. All right. So it's going to be verb, subject. All right. And then object. Object of my affection. And this might look like fought. The warrior, the dragon. Fought the warrior, the dragon. You got to fight the warrior, the dragon. Everyone. No, just me. There you go. All right. Boom. Okay, and this be like more of a Celtic language, you know, or Futhach, you know, Futhach, which is the Celtic, the runes, the runes. So fought the dragon, fought the warrior, the dragon, fought the warrior, the dragon, and they know what that means. But also sometimes languages could be backwards. So when it's written out, it's backwards. You know, this is I believe Hebrew. Futhark is definitely written backwards in its original form. So that's also something to think about is when you're working on it. And it's about choosing the word order for your con language that works best for what you're trying to achieve. This is but again, you don't have to put a lot of thought into it. You could just be like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it to what I know, and that'll help me develop the language a little quicker. So another thing is marking time. Marking time. Time again. What does marking time mean? Well, this is how a language handles tense and aspect, which can reveal its speaker's relationship with time. For example, some languages have very detailed ways of marking the past, present, and future, while others don't mark time at all. A culture that is very focused on traditions might have elaborate grammar for distinguishing recent versus ancient events, while a culture that lives in the present might not mark time as precisely. So that's something to think about. We have ran, run, running, or runs, has the runs. Ran is past, right? Run, present tense. Well, present tense would be runs, because it wouldn't be he run, he run. Okay, running. He was running. He was running. He is running. So, like, that's another example of he was running. So, running becomes a form of its connector, right? So that's something to think about too. Is if you want to kind of again jump away from what you know traditionally, whatever your main language is, you could think about these things. And that's what I said in the first video of this series. I was like, look, there is an engineering way to approach it, and then there's more of an artistic way. I like to lean towards the artistic way. Tolkien did that. Martin most language creating epic fantasies and other fantastical novels usually just create an artistic con language where they just play with what they know, because getting into this can get a little crazy, and then of course the level of formality. This is just where the grammar, the way we might address somebody. For example, in English, I've talked about this. Majesty, I spelt that terrible. Whoa. Majesty. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Majesty. All right. Good morn on this fine day, my majesty. Or just majesty, you could say. Instead of my lord. Majesty. This is actually, I think it would actually be a little close. Majesty. And then anytime they refer to him thereafter, they would say, sir. Sire, true, my sire. True to form, good sir of the Highlands. All right, anyway. But this is an example of levels of formality. So, majesty first and then sire. If they were a lord, you just say, my lord, or good sir, Sarah, depending. Anyway. All right, okay, all right, okay, all right. When it comes, by the way, to the tenses, like marking time, something to think about. Tense. Well, let's go break down the essentials of grammar a little bit. We already talked about word order, boop, 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 and showed that on the screen. But let's talk about the tense aspect. All right. So past, present, and future. Right. For example, in Italiano, it's ho mangiato, right? Which means I have eaten. This is past. Okay. However, mangio means that is present. Okay. And why is that present? So this is I have eaten. And then this is I eat. All right. And then of course, Mangiero, but it has a thingy on it. Let me just. Where, oh, where is my baby? Okay. Which means this is future, which is, I will eat. I will eat. Right. However, in English, we might say, in English, we might say, I ate, I'm eating, right? Or, right? Or we'll say, I'll eat, right? And then I will eat, I'm going to eat, right? Or whatever. But as you can see, the way language works, it's a little bit different. Past tense gets a completely different spelling in English, which again, you can do that too with your language. Or it could just be the word for eat. Like eat can always be chodo, right? So chodo. Everybody says chodo nowadays. Chodo, right? And you go, and whatever it is, instead of saying I ate, right? It'd be I chodo, or I'm chodoing. I am chodo, or I'm going to chodo. It's always chodo, but you can do that. You can take away the tenses. You don't have to have tenses in your language. But again, I use the English language as a reference. So I would create the root chodo as eat, and maybe if ing, what did I have ing as? Let's see, ing umb. Oh, transition. Oh wait, man, I had it on a different sheet. Uno momento, por favor. ing. I don't remember what it was. Oh, faith. All right. So chodo faith, right? Chodo faith means eating, and then, but more important, chodo is eat. This is eating, and then, so maybe ate as in past tense, choda. So this would be the equivalent to 8. But all I did was just change the form, right? Or chodad, choda, choda, choda a, eighth. Oh, choda eighth, right? So choda eighth, chodo eighth. So that's me taking away the F. So F is meaning, it means ing, but eighth means 8. So chodo eighth. Or you could even say chodaith. I like chodo eighth as an example. Oh, you can't even see it. This is why I don't like having my face on the thing. So chodo eighth. And that's an example. Chodo is the root word, and then I added ing, which is this, or I turned it into a past tense. But again, it's up to you to create the rules. I don't know why I'm doing my hand gestures. You cannot see me. Anyway. All right, let's get to the final thoughts. Final thoughts, because where else will we go if it's not for final thoughts? All right, I can cut that out. Bring this back over here. Hey. All right. Grammar is indeed an invisible architect that we don't see, but it does shape how your language works and reflects the people within that world. You want to give yourself some time to make thoughtful choices about word order, tense, formality, chasing, chase markings. But the truth is, you don't have to. It could be artistic con languages where you're just like, I just want the word for hello to be right, or it could be right, or they could say hi like, and then a hi back would be and that you could just, that is what it is, and you just make sure you write that down though. means hi. Blah, blah, is the response to hi. But remember, grammar isn't just a set of rules. It is a chance for you to add a little bit of something, something, and convey consistency within the subtleness of your language. It starts creating sort of a formality to it, a rhythm, one might say. And the best part about creating con language is it's all made up anyway. It's all fake. You can literally, you can do anything you want with it. And as long as you create some rules to play with, it'll give you some substance to kind of mess around with. You can break the rules as soon as you understand the rules. And since you're making up the rules, have at it. But this also means that you can make it so they do certain hand gestures with different words as well. Like I'm Italian, right? So I speak with my hands. So they say if you want to shut an Italian up, put him on his hands. That's pretty accurate. So it can be anything you want. And then in your world, in your narrative, you could do that. Maybe 8, 8, like if I do this motion, this means I'm going to eat, but I'd say 8, or I could say, eat, or eat means I have eaten, but it's connected to the sound and the hand gestures. It's just so much freedom in how to create languages, but like the choices you make for the languages, not only in the sounds, but the rhythms, and then also the representation of the language, which is something we're going to go over in the next video, is the look of the language, right? The symbols. All these things are an opportunity to not only build world, but to build diversity of that world and experience that really helps your world feel lived in. And that's the power of creating a language, not just for, I just want a language, but it adds some depth to the writing and all this stuff. And again, the sheet I showed you is free, so feel free to take it on. I might actually, well, anyway. So I hope that the grammar, the sheet that I made is helpful if you've already gotten it. If not, let me know what make it more helpful. Other than that, like I said, next video will be the writing system, the visual language identity, where we'll explore how to create a script or writing system for your language. I'll also show you how language symbols have evolved over the years and eventually became the modern English we know today. Question: has this playlist helped you so far in your language creating journey? If so, let me know how in the comments below. Keep in mind that these first 10 videos are laying the foundation for creating a language, setting the rules, etc. The second 10 videos will go deeper into creating your lexicon and more of the fun stuff. But we must know where to start before we can begin to play. Ultimately, these first 10 videos are the foundational rules. The second 10 videos is we'll create a language from scratch and start playing with it and start adding and developing rules. All right. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out. Other than that, as always, keep developing the right mindset. I'll see you next time. Bye.